Hey everybody, Sean Sattler back again. Don't mind the mess. It's laundry day and everything is disheveled like normal. Me have 3 kids, you'll understand if you don't have any. Anyway, uh, going 1 through 45 on the Welding Inspection Technology Sample Certified Welding Inspector Part A. 1 through 45 of 150 questions. Excuse me, 50. 1 through 50 questions. So, again, I'm just going to read the question, give you the answer. Once I get everything more in tune, like a different software and stuff like that, I'll start putting up things that say what the question is, give the 4 answers, and I should be able to do something like slowly cross out 2 of them, so you kind of get a memory of what the 4 answers are going to be, and then they get slowly crossed out, and then I give you like a 50-50 chance, and then I'll just cross out the last one, so the last one standing is the answer. That's my idea. I've been bouncing it off my son and stuff like that. So number 1. Which of the following is not used as a semi-automatic process? And that is SMA, or shielded metal arc welding. Get my paper on the right side. Have my answers here, so that way I can mark it out so I know exactly which one it was. So I don't flub over my answers. Number 2, welding inspection reports should always be completed in ink or typed, printed, and signed. And there is going to be some that are going to be mathematical. Just so you know, you will have access to the calculator. On the test, it's on the computer, and they also give you they offer you a little calculator. Me, I use this. Very simple, no memory. I've had this calculator since 99. I've only had to change the battery in it once or twice. And it even has a sticker, so that way they say that you did take it. Almost took Part B almost a year. It was 10 months, 2 days. 10 months, 10 days difference. And so, this is if you can find it, it's a Casio FX 115W solar power battery. Works great. Anyway, number 3. Using the appropriate conversion factor, using the welder conversion chart, determine the approximate diameter in inches for an electrode that measures 1.2 millimeters. That goes down to 0.047 inches. Non-destructive examination. Technicians are certified in accordance with ASNT TC-1A. I see a question like this, and I've been through it enough. This is one answer I've kind of memorized. It's the longest word. It's longer by 1 letter, and also has the only dashes in it. An environment, number 5. An environment with oxygen levels in excess of blank could pose a serious health hazard for personnel in a confined space. 25%. Oh, I thought it was 19. No, 25%. They have 19.5 as well. Yeah, that's the one I thought it was. Arc blow will not be caused by welding with AC, or alternating current. Number 7. Which of the following metals cannot be efficiently cut with oxy-fuel cutting process? Yeah, I'm going to give you all 4 here. Just give you a reference of how they're doing that one. Like A is high carbon steel, B is low carbon steel, C is stainless steel, and then you have D is low alloy steel. Well, the answer is going to be C, stainless steel, because of the high carbon content. I mean, oxygen. Is it carbon? Yeah. The content that it's made out of is what makes it so hard to cut. So that's why we use plasma or lasers and various other. Number 8. A tail of a welding symbol should not be used for denoting groove angle specifications. That's where the reference line comes in. Who is typically responsible for verifying that welding procedures have been properly qualified? And the answer is welding inspector. Number 10. The ability of a material to be cyclically loaded without failing is related to which of the following properties? And that would be fatigue strength. Now, cyclically is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, you know, and all of a sudden, fail. Using the appropriate conversion factor in the welding chart, determine the approximate cubic feet per hour CFH for a flow rate of 22 liters per minute. And the answer is 46.6 cubic feet an hour. Again, they give you all the charts. It's just a click of a button, and you can see what it is. And you don't get to take anything in, but you can always write down the formula. If you have it in your head, you can write it down real quick at the test. If you're like me, you'll forget, so you're glad they have it. And I just got done with that one. So number 12. When a metal is alloyed, how are the atoms of the alloy incorporated into the original metal lattice structure? And that is substitutionally or interstellarly. Best way that one was described is like, say you have a jar of soccer balls in the back of a pickup. Doesn't matter what size the pickup, you just got it full of soccer balls right to the brim. Well, you got a lot of air in there. Balls separate by everything. So what they put in there? Tennis balls. And it took up extra space. Oh, you still got space now. What you can put in there? Golf balls. Takes up even more space. So what they're doing is that, yeah, everything might get a little bit bigger, but at the same time, you're going to make it stronger or weaker, depending upon what the alloy is doing or what the properties they are going for. So you're always trying to fill the voids. Hand's always hitting it like, like a blacksmith. Is always using his hammer, just beating everything. Same difference. So, number 13. Which of the following can result from the improper termination of a shielded metal arc welding arc and the subsequent shrinkage of the weld pool during cooling? And that's going to be crater cracking. Have you ever seen that in your stick welding? And you're going through, it's like, just doing like a 70-18, 70-40, you know, a 60-10 will do it too. So you're going across and all of a sudden you just whip it off. Instead of sitting there for a second and holding it to fill it in just a little bit, you just whip it right when you're done. Well, if you give it a moment to solidify, clean it up, you might see 5 or 6 lines from one little spot, and that's your crater cracks. Number 14. A wire IQI is used in which NDE method? And that is going to be RT, or radiographic test. Entrapped slag can result with which of the following process except, and that's going to be gas metal arc welding. No slag. Which code gives pre-qualified status to certain weld joint configurations? And that's going to be AWS D1.1. The permanent deformation of a metal under an applied load is described as elastic behavior. In other words, how many times this kind of like goes along with fatigue. How long is it going to last? Elastic, you know, it can bend. You know, but the moment it goes like this, it's starting to turn into plastic, and everything starts to change, and you know that's going to be rightfully for structural failure. Which of the following discontinuities is most likely to be caused during the manufacture of steel? And that's going to be laminations. Lamination is, you got your steel, it's get pressed together, and it'll start to split. Which of the following filler metal classifications is used only with the oxy-fuel welding process? And that's going to be RG-60. I cannot tell you what the RG-60 stands for on the top of my head. No, we got one more. My bad. Which of the following is considered to be part of the welding inspector's responsibility to the public? That is undertaking only those assignments for which the inspector is qualified. (21) When a critical mistake is made while completing an inspection report, the inspector should I went one too many pages. I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't right. My answer isn't, and I was like, I know this answer, and it's not the right one on the paper. Okay, what is the minimum? Oh, and to answer that one, I'll go back over it again as well. Cross the error out with a single line, enter the correct information, and initial and date the correction in ink. Alright, 21. What is the minimum recommended distance that combustibles should be located from a welding or cutting operation? The answer is 35 feet. 35. Which of the following process is performed primarily in the flat and horizontal positions? And it is saw or shielded arc welding. What do you mean? Shielded? Submerged arc welding. Which of the following is the width of the cut produces during a cutting operation is referred to as kerf? The portion of the groove face within the joint root is called the root face. Number 25. Which of the following contains ferrous base metal specifications? And that is going to be ASME section 2, so it's just 2 lines, Roman numeral, comma, part A. Using the appropriate conversion factor, determine the appropriate temperature in degrees Celsius for a preheat temperature of 225 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's going to be 107 degrees Celsius. And if I remember right, that is 225 times, no, divided by 1.65 or something like that. I know the conversions is weird, but we have to deal with that in the field. During tempering, as the temperature increases, which of the following is correct? Elongation decreases. No, what? Oh shoot! No, I'm wrong. It's hardness decreases. I misread the wrong line. My bad. So hardness decreases. Underbeat cracking is primarily caused by a source of hydrogen, generally. 29. Ultraviolet light may be used with the NDE methods MT and PT. So if you know what an ultraviolet light is, well, it's almost Halloween. Go out to a Walmart, Target, even Home Depot. You know, stores like that. Walmart probably carries it. I'm guessing they do. Just get yourself a black light. That's all you need. $29, and I already did that one. Go 30. Which process uses a granular flux that can be manually added to the weld pool? And that is ESW, or electroslag welding. Electrode or electron? It's right up in that area. 31. Which of the following is not an acceptable method for control of raw materials? First in, first out. Which of the following is not an acceptable method for control of raw materials? Location, segregation. Wait a minute. I love doing this. I accidentally said the wrong one. So yes, 31 is first in, first out. 32. The direction of a flaw perpendicular to the axis of a weld is identified as transverse. As you can tell, paying attention is not always the strongest point that I always try not to have. I always try to pay attention to what's going on, but sometimes it gets a little off. Which of the following discontinuities are associated with the shrinkage stress in the through thickness direction of peak plate? The answer is a laminar tear. Yes, I have experienced that. Before welding and after. I believe I told you the story on that one. So, and I already told you 34. 35. When a cylinder of oxygen is used as a substitute for compressed air, oxygen should never be substituted for compressed air. Which of the following welding process can be performed with a capacitor discharge power source? That is SW. If no information appears to the left of the groove weld symbol, this means the weld is to be complete joint penetration. This one, they're giving a picture of a pipe in 6G position with a ring around it, with the axis going through the pipe down to the plate as a 45 degree, plus or minus 5 degrees. And this should be, yes, that would be a 6GR. If it has a ring, it's a 6GR. The R stands for ring. For plain carbon steels, how are hardness and tensile strength related? Increased hardness, increased tensile strength. A welder deposits an average of 12 pounds of weld metal per hour. Using the appropriate conversion factor, determine approximately how many kilograms of weld metal will be deposited in 6 hours of continuous welding. So now you're taking 12 pounds times 6. That's 12 times 6, that is 72. Then you're going to multiply it by the conversion rate to kilograms, which in this case comes out to 33 kilograms. The use of preheat generally results in a slower cooling rate and wider heat affected zone. Arc strikes are discontinuities which is most commonly associated with shielded metal arc welding. Which of the following may not be detected with visual testing? And that's going to be laminar tear. The CO2 type laser welding process can produce full penetration single pass welds in a welded material approximately 1.25 inches thick. So a laser 1.25 inches thick welding for full penetration. Still want to see that. A groove weld symbol with no information appearing to the right means the weld is to be continuous for the entire joint length. We're going to 46, so 5 to go on this one. We'll get a finish. Yeah, get a finish with one of my favorite pieces. Awesome. The 2G position in pipe welding has the axis of the pipe vertical and the plane of the weld is horizontal. So, no wait. Yeah, vertical, welding around like that. Still seems weird, doesn't it? As the temperature of the base metal is decreased, impact, no, is that right? Yes. Impact strength decreases. The distance from the joint root perpendicular to a line drawn from toe to toe of a fillet weld is the theoretical throat. 49. Which of the methods is most often determined to eliminate the high residual stress created by welding? And that's going to be post-weld heat treating. And this next one is a radiographic. It's the weld. And there is a line right down the middle. And the radiograph in figure 2 shows, and in this one, it's incomplete joint penetration. In other words, you're welding, and all of a sudden the joint isn't being penetrated as you're going, so it's not melting. You could almost think that it's incomplete fusion, but you're mostly looking at like if it's up on the side walls of the plate. So everyone, this is questions 1 through 50 of the 150 question welding inspecting technology sample booklet from the CWI Part A. So tomorrow I will have 50 through 100, and then after that I'll have 101 through 150. So I'll have a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday videos out. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Take it easy and be well.